Welcome to the Baltimore County Christian Workcamp. We really appreciate everyone being here tonight and everyone who's going to be volunteering with us during the week to help us meet our mission, which is to provide home repairs and other assistance to the needy people in Baltimore County. My name is Frank Thomas, and I'm the co-chair of the Baltimore County Christian Workcamp. I'd like to also introduce you to some of the other people who work during the rest of the year to coordinate and plan for this annual summer event. First, we have my co-chair along with me is Chip Day. We have Steve Lippy, our secretary, and George Garrett, our treasurer. Beth Waldrop is our administrative coordinator, and Jeff Odom is our corresponding secretary. We have three people who we call our worksite coordinators, and they are Yar Ballard, Scott DeGennaro, and Dick Penn. Susan Farnham is our auction coordinator, and Howard Lynn is our photographer. Food coordinators are Jan, Nancy, and Frida. And two important people who've been with us for many years are Jim Miller, our co-chair emeritus, and Bob Franklin, our coordinator emeritus. There are three things that you need to do this evening. First thing is register if you haven't already done so. The second thing is make sure you have one of our Workcamp information sheets that are on the tables in front of you, as well as extra copies are at our registration table. And then the final thing, of course, is to choose a worksite. You'll look around you in the room and you'll see on the boards all the different sites that we hope to work at during this coming week. Each one is listed in geographic order from the west side to the east side of Baltimore County and all places in between. So look over those sites. It's listed what things we hope to accomplish at those sites, and then determine where you would best fit in based on your skill level, based on the geographic area in which you would like to volunteer this week. Once you choose one, put your name on the sheet up there so that we know that you are going to be part of the group working there. Some of the sites already have a team of people listed, in which case they will also show on the form whether they need extra people or not. If it says they need extra people and you wish to sign up to work with that team, that's great, go ahead and do so. If it's a site that has no names on it, then please sign up for it. But one thing to keep in mind, we don't want any sites where just one person goes alone. It should be always at least two or more people at each work site. So please make sure that you're not the only one signed up at a particular work site before you leave this evening. Every one of the work sites that we have up on our boards has been visited by me and or other people to make sure that it is an appropriate site and to make sure it is safe for us to send people out there. We also have cleared what work needs to be done and what work we believe that our work camp will be able to accomplish during that week. Please keep in mind that when you get there, we have never guaranteed to any one of the people listed that we will do any of the work, or certainly not all of the work. We'll do what we can. We don't guarantee. So even though they may tell you, oh yes, I was promised this or that, that may or may not be the case. We do not guarantee any work. However, if you discover some things that you feel need to be done that aren't on the list and that you believe you are capable of doing, please feel free to do that work for those people. But you don't have to be able to do all the work in order to go to one of the work sites. If there's a site where you can do one or two of the tasks that are listed, that's fine. Go ahead and do them. And the other things we will try and get somebody else to do. At each work site, someone should be designated as the site coordinator, the one who makes the decisions about what work will be done, what materials need to be purchased, and what hours you will work at the site. If someone is not already designated as such, then among your group of people at the site, select somebody. Then please mark on the sign-up sheet the person who was designated as the site coordinator, said that we have someone to get in touch with should we need to. Each evening we have a wrap-up dinner for the day, which we discuss things that have been done at each work site, things that still need to be done, and any questions or problems that have arisen during the day. Therefore, it's important that the site coordinator try and attend these dinners. Everyone is welcome to attend the dinners, and they're listed on the Workcamp information sheet that you should have. However, we would like to have at least one person from each work site attend, whether that's the site coordinator or someone he or she designates to attend the meeting. If it's not possible for anybody from the worksite to attend the evening dinner, then it's important that the worksite coordinator contact anyone on the Workcamp information sheet who has an asterisk next to their name. In the phone call, please let us know what things you accomplished during the day, whether you're finished or whether you will be going back to that worksite, what things you will be doing if you're going back, and whether you need any additional help or materials, so that we'll have that and can discuss it among the group that does attend the dinner. The Workcamp has two places where we store some extra materials and appliances and things like that. The one is right across the parking lot from Hunch Church in their garage. Now, the Workcamp shares the garage with the church itself. They're kind enough to allow us to use that part of the garage. The half that is ours is on the right-hand side as you're looking into the garage. Everything on that right-hand side belongs to the Workcamp. Things on the left-hand side, please do not touch. Please leave them alone. The garage will be open every day, weather permitting, during Workcamp, from early in the morning until later in the afternoon, so that it's there for you to check. If there's certain supplies you need on site, before you go purchase them, maybe check the garage. We have certain things there. The garage has painting materials, not necessarily the paint itself, but paint brushes, paint rollers, paint trays. We have certain safety equipment like goggles and gloves. And then we have yard tools that are available if you're doing any yard work. So please check there first if there's anything you need before you go make a purchase. In addition, if your job site needs a particular appliance, refrigerator, stove, washer, dryer, we may have it in the garage. We do have some appliances, so please check with me first before you go purchase an appliance in that regard. One other thing we do have at the garages that might be helpful in certain circumstances, we have ladders that are located behind the garage, not actually in it, but behind it. There are several different types of ladders and sizes of ladders, so if you need one, please check there first. The other site we have is at Catonsville United Methodist Church on the other side of town. And if you're over that way, you could check their closet to see if they have supplies. If you go during the day, just go to the church office, have the secretary there give you the key into the closet, and you can check to see what supplies we have. We ask that you please don't bring materials to the garage or to a storage unit in the Catonsville United Methodist Church without first notifying or asking one of the people highlighted with an asterisk on your Workcamp information sheet. Now, when you're cleaning up, please think of several things. If you have materials that have not been used at all, pieces of lumber that haven't been cut, paint cans that haven't been opened, whatever it might be, please return it to the store where you got it. If you have the receipt, then just get a credit for that. If you don't have the receipts, most of the major stores will give you a store credit, in which case you would bring that and turn it into our treasurer. If there's anything on your site that could be recycled, that would be great to do that. If you metal in particular, please contact Yard Ballot. Recycled items could be taken to any one of the 3 landfills around the county. So please check which landfills accept which recyclables, not all of them do. And please check the hours at each landfill so that you make sure you get there in a timely fashion. You can do that by Googling Baltimore County landfills, and that will give you the information about what items each one will take or will not take. And then finally, remove all trash from the site, all wood scraps and other material, yard waste. Please remember when you visit one of the landfills that somebody in the vehicle needs to have a driver's license showing that they live in Baltimore County. If there are any questions regarding landfills, please contact Steve Lippy.
My name is Yard Ballard. I'm from Halethorpe Relay United Methodist Church, and I recycle metal, and the metal consists of hot water tanks, refrigerators, air conditioners, etc., etc. So you give me and I give the proceeds to nonprofit organizations, and my number is in the directory.
Site leaders, one thing that we ask you to do this week, when you arrive to your site, look for any safety hazards that may be present. There may be low power lines, there might be holes or ditches or things like that at the site that you need to be mindful of. There might be drop-off areas that someone could fall or trip. You want to look out for those and check those out ahead of time so that you can talk to your crew about ways of maintaining safety on the site. The other thing we want you to know too is if for any reason you feel unsure or unsafe at your site, don't feel like you have to stay there. You can step away from the site, give Chip or Frank or Steve a call and let them know your concerns, and let them try and work that out with you and your team. If for some reason that site just does not work out for your team for the week, there's many other sites that you can go and work at, and the work camp will work out the details of making sure that we can care for that family if that's at all possible. One thing that's very important, I know that we're trying to get a lot of work done over the course of the week, but whenever you're finished a project, we strongly encourage you, make sure that your site is cleaned up. Leave it the way you would want it to be left if it was your home or the home of someone that you love. It's good to get the work done, but if we're leaving things for the client to have to clean up on their own after us, that leaves a bad impression, and we're there to serve them, not to give them extra work. So make sure you take the time with your crew to go through and clean up. It does two things. One, it cares for the client that we're serving, but it also leaves a really good feeling in all of your hearts because you look at the project and you look at it and say, wow, this is amazing and it looks great, and you feel good about it. One of the things to be checking at your client site is, do they have up-to-date smoke detectors? Are the batteries fresh in them? And if they don't have them at all, Workcamp has spared no expense to go out and get the state-of-the-art smoke detectors that are necessary for everybody's homes now. So please see Frank hook you up with those, and you can take them and put them at your client's site.
So I've got a few minutes. I'm just up here tuning up a little deal on this grant. There was a couple items that I wanted to talk to you about, but before I did that,
Hi, I'm George Garrett. I'm the treasurer of the Workcamp, and wanted to go over a few items about getting reimbursed for any expenses that you have during the course of the work week. What I've got is a little form here for any expenditures you make at Home Depot, Lowe's, other places. If you would grab one of these forms, they'll be here at Hunt's. Frank will have some, I'll have some at all times. And all you need to do is fill out your name, the work site that you worked at, because we try and track expenses by each work site, and then just attach the receipt. You don't need to fill out anything else, and I'll be happy to reimburse you, that day or a day after. And the only other thing is if you happen to run across a big expenditure where it's going to be, $100 or more, you might want to call and run it by Frank. Just be sure that it's okay to go ahead and spend it. But other than that, there's no problem. Just give me the receipt and the form, and I'll reimburse you. I'll be at every breakfast, and I'll be at most of the dinners. So if you attend any of those, you can find me, give me the information, I'll get you a check. If for some reason you don't go to the breakfast or the dinners, you could pass it along to someone who will be. Just give me the form, the receipt. I'll write the check, and I'll either mail it to you or have someone deliver it to you.
So let's talk food. As part of the Christian Work Camp, we provide a breakfast for you each morning. Join us at Hunt's Memorial. We're at 7:30, where we're going to have all kinds of delicious breakfasts, varied each day, provided by different churches. Along with the breakfast, we provide a spread of things for you to pack a lunch and take with you for free. We've got lunch meats and snacks and fruits and drinks, so come on along to that. Then, check your work camp information sheet, which will tell you each day where we're going to have our dinners. Dinners begin each evening at 6:30, and you'll find each night is delicious, varied, and oh my goodness, are you going to enjoy it. So thanks a lot for your participation, but remember, food's an essential part of the work camp, so we're looking forward to seeing you there.
So as you heard from Frida and the food team, you are not going to go without food this week. And one thing I encourage you all to do is make sure that you pack a really good lunch so that you have plenty of food to eat. But the other important thing too is you have the opportunity to break bread with the family that you're serving. Check in with them and see if they would like a lunch as well. And when you're packing your lunches in the morning, pack them a lunch too. And maybe they can join together with you and have lunch, and it's another opportunity for fellowship. In addition to that, we encourage each of the teams as you're going through the week at the site or the day or two at the site, take a look for other things that the family may need that are simple. Maybe their trash cans are falling apart and you can get them a new trash can. Maybe they need a broom or a plunger or some other simple item that would make life easier for them and help them to care for things. If you find that, feel free to get that for the family and share your receipt with George, and we can take care of that. But that's another way that we can care for the family that we're serving. Over the course of this week, we're asking all of you to be the hands and feet of Christ in the community here in Baltimore County. We're asking you to share Christ. We're also asking you to seek God in the midst of your workday. Where do you encounter that? You'll even find that we may ask questions about that in our evening get-togethers, and especially in our final service together on Friday evening. One of the things that you can do with that, and we encourage you to do strongly, spend time with a client. We talked about eating lunch with them, but just sitting with them and having conversation is an important part of the workday. It's an important part of the work that you do. You're making relationships, you're building friendships and all with the clients that you're serving, and that is an important thing for them, but it's also an important thing for you. Just realize over the course of this week, we're asking you to do service projects, and those projects are really important. But service extends beyond just the things that we screw down and the things that we hammer and the things that we fix. It also extends into the relationships that we build and the hearts that we touch in the course of this. Some of the families don't get a lot of people visiting. You get to be there over the course of that week. That makes a big difference. Take the time, build those relationships. It will change you, and I guarantee it will change them.
Hi there. My name is Howard Lynn. I'm the photographer of the Baltimore County Christian Workcamp this week. I'll be going around to different work sites to take pictures, and I encourage you to take pictures as well. If you don't want to have your pictures taken, please let me know in advance. The pictures that I'll be taking this week will be given to Beth by Friday morning at the latest. She will then take those pictures and put them into a slideshow presentation. If you have any pictures to take, also give it to Beth by Friday morning. And any pictures taken after Friday, please give them to Beth later on so she can have a record of all the pictures taken throughout the week.
Okay, work campers, that's everything that we wanted to share with you to help you to have a safe and wonderful work week. We thank you so much for joining Baltimore County Christian Workcamp, and we ask that you take the time over the course of this week to do good work, but also to seek Christ and to share Christ in everything that you do. Be safe and have a wonderful Workcamp week.